Have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talent, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every to email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution radio show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. What if you could live to be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant? Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn about self-care from Suson Essentials on the Female Solution Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and your cells feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jodi Suson. Join me and my amazing guests by calling in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today.
Well, Grand Rising, everybody. I am so excited to be here and to have one of my favorite people on the earth joining me, my sister from another mister, Michelle Froedge, the RockStar Coach. And before I bring her on, I just want to make sure that you know how to connect. So if you take a look at the banner on the bottom of the screen, you can call in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to, you can just either call in and just listen on that number if you don't want to do the YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Spotify, blah, blah, blah. Or you can call in that number and press 1 and you get to ask a question, have a reading, an intuitive reading, whatever it is that fuels your soul this morning on July 5th, the day after Independence Day, when we're going to help you manifest your independence, right? What does that look like? What What is it that fuels your soul, helps you to rise up? What parts are you missing that we can possibly help you gain access to so you can learn, maybe be guided to a quicker manifestation of your dreams. So without further ado, hello.
Grand Rising, everybody. Hi, Chris. I can't believe that you are dedicated. You're a dedicated friend. We love you. 6 a.m. there, I believe. Woo.
No, honey. Is
it 5?
It's 5.
I can't remember because I grew up in Arizona, but I can't remember ever. Okay, is it 2 hours or is it 3 hours? I can never remember that. So
let's see what she says.
5 a.m. Oh my God. Yeah, you are a better person than me. I'm not. I'm barely awake now, and it's 8 o'clock here. So yeah, that's why
let's put this into context, shall we? What's your name? Oh, the RockStar Coach.
Oh yeah,
so every night.
I might have had a gig last night, and it might have been late, and it might have been outside and really hot, and it drained me.
Yeah, we were outside all day yesterday over at Roswell Mills.
Beautiful.
There, and we just hung the friend all day, and all of a sudden it was 7 o'clock at night. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, guess we have to go home. Yeah. And got home, or we dropped off our friends at their house, and they're both very talented health practitioners. They're both studying to be chiropractors, but one already is a doctor of physical therapy in Italy. So he's from Italy. Yeah. And she does applied kinesiology, but I would actually call it something a little different. I've known it to be called like AK Chronic from another doctor I worked with in Illinois. And so she can actually muscle test what your allergies are.
Yes, I've had that done before. Yeah, I had a doctor in Tennessee that did that. And
Sunshine. Dr. Sunshine?
No, different.
Is one who supposedly created it. But keep going. Sorry.
I'm not sure. I don't. Yeah, that wasn't the doctor, but there was 2 doctors in this practice, and the female doctor is the one that I went to. And I mean, she cured me of all sorts of allergies there. Now, since I've moved to Georgia, I have a whole new set with all of our pollen here. But all you do from what I experienced anyway, you can literally like put a plate or like a bowl or something with some water in it, and it will you put it outside and it catches the pollen and things in the air. And you take that in, and then they put it in a little vial, which is what they use to put in your hand to muscle test to then, cure you of your allergies. It's really an amazing and so easy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how in the world is this going to work? It sure enough did. It was amazing. Wow.
I want to show you something, but do you have your bod?
Yeah, it's right here, actually.
Okay. So show it.
Okay. I will show it. Hold, please.
Okay. I don't have mine. I don't know where it's at. And hi, Teddy. So happy you're showing it. That reverses your allergies. That.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing. So you don't have to have the muscle testing or anything.
Right. No, I know. You gave me the information on that, but yeah. But this was in Tennessee many years ago before I knew about this. So.
Oh, yeah. No, but I'm saying if you have a new set of allergies, which I do too, because I moved to another state.
Right.
That will support you. So.
Yes.
And what does Christina say? Applied kinesiology is fabulous. It's how my doc all day long. I love AK. Love AK. And what I love is that there's so many different ways to get to Rome.
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Yep.
So And actually, I want to talk about something before we start doing readings. And, if you want to call into the show, let me see if we have anybody. We have callers, but nobody's got their hand up yet to ask a question. You can also ask a question in the text. So like Teddy, if you want to ask a question, you can type in your question on YouTube. It'll show up and then we'll answer that for you. Okay. So, I've been in training. I was in training for 2 weeks. Actually, technically, officially a divine interventionist. I'm a master in divine intervention, spontaneous remission, which means we can spontaneously heal a disease or concern. And there's pretty cool videos out where I've seen where one of the masters has, they take a before and after picture and it's like he's got these cysts on his legs and then they're gone. But as you know, Michelle, in order to be a healer, you actually have to heal yourself first, don't you?
You have to do the work. Yes.
Yeah. And we can still heal people while we're doing the work, or while we're doing our own work, or help be the conduit. Let's be very specific about that. We can still be the conduit for people to heal as we continue to heal ourselves. So, and one of the things that I had to cope with there while I was in training was my weight as a nutritionist. And so I wanted to kind of bring this up because I feel, one, compelled to own it, claim it, and release it. And I think it's going to help. I know it's going to help others. So since I moved here, I gained weight and then moved here to Georgia, which was November 1st. And before I went on this 2-week, training excursion, I bought some new clothes. And guess what? They already don't fit.
That's great.
No, they don't fit. They're too tight.
Oh, they're too tight. I thought you meant the other way. Okay, I'm sorry. You wanted them to go.
No. And so then I'm like, well, that's not even quite normal. That's not even close to normal.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, I'm not an eater. I eat clean. And so God has always used my vessel as a tool to share experiences with others on health, as you know. You've seen these pictures, right? So what I got was, it's kind of hard to gain that kind of weight that quickly in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. So, and there was a lot of constipation involved. And still is, because I just figured it out this morning because it was downloaded to me. I have parasites.
So explain that to me, because I always have thought of parasites as like eating they take our nutrition and then it would also then take our fat and our weight, but not true necessarily.
Oh, because you ever seen the puppies, like the bellies of a puppies that have worms?
Yes. Okay.
The parasites are growing.
Yes, they are taking your nutrition. However, they're growing themselves because they're eating your nutrition. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
And I give them lots of nutrition. Good stuff.
Right. Yeah. Expensive stuff.
So I have red light therapy. So this morning on my Beamer, I'll just do it on my stomach and they'll be dead. It'll be fine. But what I want people to know is there is so much more to being healthy than just eating well. Okay? It means activity. It means, going for those walks. It also means, and these parasites are energetic, meaning You can't have parasites inside your body unless you have parasites outside your body. It has to go both ways. So, in other words, there's somebody outside I work with or not live with, but someone who's in my circle who's a parasite. And I already know who that is, and it's fine. It's my lesson. But when you have a parasite outside your body, you have a parasite inside your body. As above, so below. Yeah, as above, or I forget. But it's just an energetic thing, and it's in your etheric field. So, oh yeah. So Christina says they also produce gas, among other things. Yeah. And she wants to know what kind. I didn't ask Spirit what kind. I just know how to get rid of all of them. So, and one of the ways you can get rid of parasites is using burdock root. So I put that in my coffee this morning. But the red light is just so fast to get rid of it. So, and I had parasites before, no surprise. So I just want people to know that try not to judge a book by its cover, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And try not to judge yourself if you're the book.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And love yourself and others.
Yeah. And it was interesting because when I was 235 pounds, I really didn't have judgment on myself. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because I became a nutritionist. Well, now you got to look a certain way. Sorry, it doesn't work that way.
Well, and that brings up something that has come up a little bit recently. Someone was talking about acting their age or looking their age or whatever. And I said, sometimes people will say, well, they'll ask me how old I am. Oh, well, you don't look your age or whatever. Or they'll talk about how they feel. Oh, I don't feel like I'm, however old they are. And I always think, no, I feel exactly like how I think I should feel at this age. And so it's like, okay, if you are in this body, you are the age you are what you are. This is how you should feel in this moment. This is you.
Right.
We can't always look and compare ourselves with others. Yes, there are benchmarks or things, of course, in nutrition and health and things like that healthy weight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, those types of things. However, the judgment, or is this how I should feel, at this age, or shouldn't I be better in this or not doing that or whatever, or some people will say, oh, well, they shouldn't be doing that at their age. Well, why not? If they're able to, they're healthy enough and it feels good to them, then they should be doing that at whatever age they're at.
Right. And I'm with you 100% because we just we need to stop comparing ourselves to other people. We're our own worst enemy when we do that. And then I'll just say this. Oh, she says, better question to ask is, are you happy?
Yep.
Yeah, right. And what makes you happy, Christina, is going to be different for me, for Michelle, for Teddy, like that. And I think that we just have to really honor the diversity and honor the differences.
Yes.
Because, I worked with a functional medicine doctor when I was in Illinois for quite some time. And 1 second, wait, I've got these pop-ups on my window. You know what? I better make sure that this is on Do Not Disturb. I just have a sense. Hold on.
Making some noise.
Yeah, there's some things going on here. We'll put this on. Okay. So he is an amazing doctor. And one of the things he always said to me is, I want to be able to do all these things because it was more of a control factor, like so he could control everything. And what I heard from him also was that he was constantly comparing himself to other people. And I said, but we're supposed to be uniquely different. And I put my hand on his heart chakra and I said, you're a love. I said, you're a love. I said, but you don't have to compete with anybody else. Like, and so you can just love yourself where you're at. And it's hard to do sometimes. I get it. But try it on. Think about if you wear pants, putting one pant leg on at a time and see how it fits.
And just try it a little at a time. It may not even be for an entire day, but it might be for 15 minutes. Okay, set a timer and just for 15 minutes, only think about loving yourself and good positive thoughts of yourself. See how that feels.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up, I'm just going to see what we have here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, self-love affirmations. So just check this out for a minute. Self-love is so important. It says, I love myself. I love my body. I love my mind. I love who I am. I am enough. I am unaffected by the judgment of others. I am strong. I am wanted. I trust myself. I'm perfect just the way I am. Like get yourself some love affirmations, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Christina says, it's those differences that make life so interesting and moves society forward. Amen, sister. So, really the distinctions, the differences. Hold on, hold on a second. There we go. Here we are. I think that, here we go. I think people have been really programmed to think that they have to take a side on everything. And I almost kind of feel, and I know you'll jump into this, if we don't have people calling in for readings, maybe it's just because they need guidance today. You know what I mean? Like global guidance.
Yeah.
Christina is so spot on. She says, we can only love another as much as we love ourselves.
Yes.
So what do you see for the collective? Like, there's a lot I can talk about. What do you see as a collective, some direction we can give them today?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of divisiveness. And it's exactly what you were hinting at. The world is being programmed. Now, we don't have to be susceptible to that. However, those that are not awakened or aware, I'll use the word aware rather, because you don't have to be at some certain spiritual level in order to not be susceptible to these things. You just have to be aware of what's going on. And very interesting. I won't get into the details, but I was involved in a situation this week where someone was very triggered by something that by a picture that I posted about independence, and because they are very upset about some things that are going on in our country right now. And so what I posted, which was not political or spiritual or anything. I mean, it was very mundane actually, but it triggered something in them, and they lashed out and
At you.
at me,
Wow.
at me, over an assumption that the picture that I posted, they then assumed they knew how I felt, what my views were, et cetera, et cetera. And of course I responded in love because that's who I am. And
Right.
I didn't delete posts or anything like that because we live in this country. One of our rights that we still have is freedom of speech. And yes, they were on my page and I could have deleted them and it was inappropriate to a degree. However, it was not inappropriate that they were able to speak their mind, and I allowed that because I believe in that. I believe that we should see, just like Chris was saying, we should be unique. We should show and listen to the other side if there are two sides, which there never are just two sides. But
No, there's one side, two side, that side, this side. It's a cube, right?
Exactly.
Then you got points, right? All the
right. Exactly. So, and there's little details in each one. And so, you know, we should, in my opinion, we should open our minds, allow ourselves to become aware of how other people think, how other people feel. And when you see that something is triggering to either you or someone else, instead of lashing out, really turn your eyes inward and say, okay, what is causing this trigger? What is causing me to react? Or what is causing this person to react? And when I did that in this situation, I understood that number one, there's hatred, you know, and there's something going on in the other person that allows them to lash out at somebody and not even ask questions. I mean, just make assumptions and then just lash out. But the bigger global, which was the question in the first place before I got derailed.
Oh no, this is good. This is good. I'm actually taking notes so I can share. Yeah.
The global, the global lesson here or awareness is that that's exactly what the powers that be, whatever you believe those powers to be, whether they be government or energetic or all of the above, or, you know, whatever those powers are, that is exactly what they want. They want the divisiveness. If we can do this with each other, then guess what? We're looking at each other, human beings, and we're doing this. Therefore, we're not looking out here because we have blinders on. And if we have blinders on, then we don't see the bigger picture. And when we don't see the bigger picture, it exasperates the issues at hand and allows others to come in and allows hatred and disillusion and I mean, just an entire myriad of other things that we are allowing in when we don't allow ourselves to understand that I'm not really battling with this other human being. Really, we're battling, if you will, an opposing force, dark versus light. And just because somebody has a different opinion or a different view than you does not make them dark and you light, or vice versa. It means you have a different viewpoint, and that's beautiful. We can and should learn from those other people. We don't have to take what they say and make that our belief, but we can then not have blinders on, and we can be open-minded to some other view besides our own. And it may change our viewpoint on something. I believe also, though, it's all in how we do it. If we are yelling,
the how, right? The
yes, if we're yelling and berating and belittling someone as this person did, it's not going to change anybody's mind. In fact, it's probably going to make them push even harder against you or against that belief. But when we can do it in love, and that's not always easy, but when we can do it in love and openness and acceptance or tolerance even, then we have a chance at making a difference. My opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So coming from love, starting with heart, as Fagala always says, is really the way to go. And it's not easy. One of the things that happened during my training, so I was living with like 12 people under one roof. Don't know, but maybe 2 of them. And I didn't know them at that level. Yeah, think about it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you're sleeping next to them too. Just saying. And I'm going to back up for a moment and say about 2 decades ago, when I was training with Landmark Education, one of the concepts that I learned was like I could walk into a room and I'd have 10 people like lined up the wall, and I know them all, and they all have a different experience with me, right? And I just kind of felt like, well, that's because we all have different energies, different relationships. And then I learned something new this weekend after 2 decades of learning that concept. And it doesn't feel like a gift at the point in time, but I'm going to tell you it's a gift. And that is this. There was a woman there who triggered me. I mean, no surprise, right? And so she triggered something from my childhood. Well, why? So when those 10 people show up, some are there to be like your soul sister, like you are for me, right? And some are here to trigger you so that you can clear or transmute that experience and energy and no longer be triggered by it. Like, let it go, right? And how she showed up was really nothing like who she is. So Spirit had her show up like my sister just for that.
Yay, thank you.
I can't use those words, can I? So, I'm glad to make you laugh.
Don't get me giggling. I might not stop this morning.
That's okay. That is okay.
I have to mute myself.
No. Don't do that. Laughter is beautiful.
It is very healing too.
It is very healing. And, and Christina is going back to what you were saying, also keeping, this divisiveness. Christina makes a really good point. It's keeping everyone separated and divided gives other people control over you.
Yeah.
So as long as one chooses to not have their own opinion and to also not let others have their opinion, right? Guess what? You just stepped into the game. Mm-hmm. You picked up the dice.
Yep.
So, and actually, it's 18. Oh, go ahead.
And something real quick, we can have our opinion and yet not always feel compelled to share it. Mm-hmm. This person that really was trying to get a reaction out of me, I didn't react, and she kept, pushing, I believe, to get an opinion and a reaction. And she really wanted me to, she felt like because I wasn't giving my opinion, that therefore I was complacent. I must be going this way. I must think this. And
so you're ignoring her. You're ignoring her.
Yeah.
I'm not being hurt. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's, no, that's not the case at all. I absolutely have my own opinions. I choose to give them in different ways, and I choose not to use the platform that was on to voice my opinions about things such as that she was bringing up. So just because you don't give your opinion doesn't mean you don't have one either.
Well, exactly. Right. So yeah.
I think there's a time and a place, right?
I totally agree. There's a time and a place. And quite frankly, I want people to share their opinions. You can be kind about it.
Yes.
And I always own that I was not as so I had a post also about Independence Day, and I got railed by 2 people. I was not as kind. I did delete them. And not because they don't have the freedom of speech. They do. But they don't have the freedom to be mean to me.
Yep.
And that's where I drew the line. And so you can say anything you want, but just like, I don't want that energy in my field, and I don't want the people who I have around me to be exposed to that kind of energy. So I definitely, and it's actually neither one I didn't think was really wrong. I kind of like that you gave that person freedom to just be who they were. And I was kind of glad that I chose that. I didn't want that energy in my space being so
absolutely. Absolutely. And another reason that I chose to leave it to be seen was honestly to show that there is another way. You don't have to just delete. You absolutely can. And if it were to get further down a road that it doesn't need to go, then eventually I will have to, because there's no, it becomes nonsense after a while. But, to show other people with the way I responded that there is another way, and you can have somebody come at you and not react. And that just, in my opinion, shows your character, and again, it shows hurt in someone else. Really, it has nothing to do with me. I know that, she's coming at me. It's not at me. It's not at me at all, because she doesn't even know me. That's the thing.
Right. So the people on my thread, I didn't even really know them, because I accept friend requests from people, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the other important thing for people to know is someone else's anger, whether they know you or don't know you, is really about them.
Absolutely. Has nothing to do with you.
None whatsoever. Let me go to commercial real quick. And let me just go here. I'll just see this one here. Hi, I'm Jodi Suson with Suson Essentials. I started Suson Essentials in 2015 because of a personal health journey. I was over-medicated and put on 19 different medications. And yes, I reversed all my chronic diseases using plant and energy-based healing. It was amazing. At Suson Essentials, we support both consumers and businesses, and we do that with helping your employees or yourself with a food as medicine mindset. How Suson Essentials supports businesses and consumers is we teach people about a food as medicine mindset. So we support people on how to support their own immune system, how to support their brain health, how to support their emotional well-being. And we do that all with plant and an energy-based healing. That went twice. Let me tell you twice. So
I loved it. Made me hungry, actually. I want some nuts now.
Yeah. Well, the last piece was the bacon, so I'm just going to say it is.
Yeah, I don't want bacon, but
you're vegan, is that right?
Vegetarian. Yeah.
And so, the cool and love you where you're at. The cool thing about bacon is the fat is full of D3.
Yeah, that's so good for you.
So good for you. And I want to just let you know we're taking that program, which right now for a family is $1,500 and over $1,000 for an individual. And we're making it self-paced. And so we're actually going to be doing pre-sales starting in 2 weeks. So if you buy the program before September 1st, you'll get it for $99.
Oh my gosh.
Self-paced.
Tell them what they get, Jodi.
So this is really cool. You get, thank you, because you get like everything you need to know to make your own choice. I don't tell you to go vegan, vegetarian. I don't tell you to go paleo. I don't tell you to go keto. I tell you what the benefit is of each one of these foods. You know, like how you lower your cholesterol with Brazil nuts, what foods will naturally lower your sugar level. So if you're diabetic, right? That's functional food, right? How do you, it includes, I have tons of recipes that I provide. I have food plans that are included with that. There's ways on how to clean your food so you can get rid of pesticides with ease. The most important part, I think, is how to source your food and how to source it affordably.
Yeah.
And you can buy the optional starter kit, and the starter kit comes with a shower head, because if you're diabetic and you're showering in water that has fluoride, you're spiking your sugar levels. And take the shower, because we have evidence that that's what happens. Not to mention all the pharmaceuticals that are in your water supply.
Oh, I know. We
Right?
can have a whole show on that.
Right. So your starter kit comes with a water pitcher, a shower head. It comes with 2 different essential oils, lemon essential oil, which takes out the microplastics from your intestinal tract. It comes with cilantro essential oil, which gets rid of most heavy metals in your body. There's other things you can get that will do the rest, but that's a great start. And keep in mind, we want to do this low and slow. And the reason we want to do this low and slow is because if you start pulling this stuff out too fast, your organs are having to reprocess that toxin. So I'm really teaching people about an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. And if this doesn't work, then we can do blood testing. But let's start the easy way first, which is just changing your diet to these things. And by the way, if you like meat, you can have meat. If you like fish, you can have fish. If you like fat, I can show you all the good fats. And by the way, you need fat for your brain health. So
I can eat my weight in avocados.
Precisely, right?
I love them.
Yeah, and it's really just so good for you. I'm not a big fan of avocados personally. I have them from time to time, but the healthiest, greatest fats on the planet. Walnut, great for your brain. Cashew, nature's antidepressant.
Love them.
Yeah, just to name a few. I'm going to sneeze on that. Hold on.
God
Sneeze
bless.
on. Sneezing on the Yeah, and D3 is really good for your immune system. So thank you, Andrew. Tell us what they get. I hope that that's enough. And Jennifer said it. I love you. So happy. She says she loves her walnut milk. Yeah, great for your brain health. So we'll be offering this. I love her. So Jen and I met in Barrington. We were having a garage sale. She used to live down the street from us, and she's just I don't know. And that's not her picture. Jen, who's that picture of? I can't even. Okay. She's an amazing friend. to me, an amazing soul. And it was like how you and I met. We just knew we loved each other right when we just were like, yeah, that we and I were too. And I'm so grateful that God has brought my tribe to me. You know,
I was just thinking of that. It's like, you know, I hear a lot of times too with women, I hear, oh, as I get older, you know, my friend group becomes smaller or it's harder to make friends. And I used to agree with that. And I used to say that. And I guess if you look at it on a human plane, for me, that is true. However, I have opened up and now found my tribe, and my tribe keeps getting bigger and bigger because I think that I think it's a product of where we are in the world, meaning we are here on this planet at this time for a very specific reason. And there are more and more people understanding that they are too, and they were put here for the same thing. And we're all being drawn together for, you know, the evolution, the ascension of the planet and the raising of the vibration of the planet. So it's like they're coming out of the woodwork, like little cockroaches, but they're beautiful cockroaches.
Can we just use another? Can we just use something other than that?
Yeah.
So we had
bunnies multiply.
What?
We'll say bunnies multiply really fast. So we'll say
thank you. Bunnies, soft, they're cuddly.
Chris says yes. Her friends have increased too. Yeah, it's because we're finding our tribe, Chris. Right?
Yeah. And we're vibrating all at the same level. You know, or you know what I mean, close to.
Yeah.
And I still have a commercial, I think. Let me find out. It's a paid commercial, so she says yes. So let me make sure I play that real quick. And then don't let me forget to talk about the dog that was outside my house.
Okay, I won't. You know me. If it's a dog, I'll talk about dog all day.
Yeah, it was a cockroach, honey.
Okay, never mind. I might let you forget.
There's a dog out there.
No, that's not a dog. Wow, that must have been some huge cockroach.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God. I'm from Arizona. I know what big cockroach.
It was the first time I ever saw one of those when I lived in Arizona. Okay.
Am I right, Chris?
Will continue to increase. Community and politicians must come together to make a change. No one person can solve these problems by themselves, but I believe together we can make progress. Let's provide job training, growth, and invest into our 77 communities. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Andrew. What, you don't want to be part of the cockroach club, Andrew? We have totally let this show derail. It's all my fault.
I think it's kind of where it needed to go. Because they're enormous here. They carry off small animals. So I lived in Arizona in 1981 to 1984, 85, something like that. And I'm living, you know, I'm a student. It's a fairly decent, I mean, it was a nice apartment, right? And they're not paying rent.
Yeah, but they will eat your food.
Yeah. Okay. She goes, wait. She goes, and come out of the drains. Yeah. So when we moved here, we're staying in a hotel for whatever number of months until we found a place to live. And I'm like, Andrew, there's a dog in the house. and it's in the drain. So now I've got my peppermint essential oils, right? I'm pouring my peppermint essential oil down the drain. You know, I'm like, you try coming back to that because I'll show you. You didn't pay rent. You're not paying but I have to pay, so you don't get to be here.
My dad, so this is, life lessons that you gain from your parents, or those that raised you. My dad always used to tell me, Michelle, they don't come out of the drains. He had a job where he worked, he knew what he was talking about. I'll just say that to spare you the details of what he used to do.
Okay.
But he's like, cockroaches can't swim, so they don't come up out of the drain. They come up out of, what you're seeing is they've gone down the drain, and so they're coming up the drain because they're going down to get water. And I'm like, so Dad, you're telling me that I literally have cockroaches living in my apartment? And he's like, yeah. And he was not wrong. I mean, any apartment that you live in Arizona, especially if you're on the bottom floor, you're going to have cockroaches. It's just the way it is. And it doesn't mean you're a dirty person, just the way it is.
So they don't come up from the drain.
They do, because what you haven't seen
is water. They're not originating.
Correct. They're coming from somewhere else. What?
There's intuitive reading.
Yeah. I really don't want to read that. I mean, I see a lot of crazy things when I read. I don't want to see that.
That's funny. Ew. So, Jennifer says, Jen Stennett, who's a counselor, by the way, she says, by speaking our truth, we give others permission to explore their truth. That's so true. She says, it's amazing who I've seen change their vibration to rise up. There's power in our voices. Yeah, thank you, Jen.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's so true. And when we speak up, yeah, I mean, so I want to restate that. By speaking our truth, we give others permission to explore truth, because we're leading the path for people to give themselves permission to speak. Mm-hmm. So let me bring this to the animal kingdom. So I have 2 birds, which I probably should bring in shortly. Fagala and Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell couldn't fly. She couldn't perch. She didn't play with toys. You know the story. And so does Jen. And so I got her another bird to try to be a bird. Right? So it gave Tinkerbell permission to play with toys. It gave Tinkerbell to start walking around the house. It gave Tinkerbell a place to be. Like that. We have this, the whole bird is lit up here. Hold on.
I know.
And then Christina's saying, haha, I think she's talking about the cockroach. And Jennifer says, that's scary. And Jennifer, answer, yes, it is scary.
Yeah.
And so, yikes. And she says, came from South Australia. Rebecca, thank you. How are things in South Australia? Talk to us. Do you need a reading? Does anybody need a reading?
Lovely to have you here from Australia. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, really. And how did you hear of us? That's what I want to know. So, yeah. And then Teddy, she said, I've done and applied the landmark curriculum for living. Yes, me too. And self-expression for living. Then coded.
I think she said coach.
Yeah. Others through SELP. So did my brother Stephen, my late brother. She goes, I think that work is priceless. Totally agree. It's a foundation for me. She goes, it helped me understand myself. And, and Teddy, thank you. I'm going to say that I took that course. I did the entire curriculum for living as well. And there were parts of it that I didn't like. Right? So bring up, I didn't like it. What I want to say is you're always going to learn all this stuff from different resources, and you don't have to like every little piece. Take what you need, use it, incorporate it into your life, if there's a couple things you don't get right, then don't worry about it. Have at it. Christina, she says, what a fabulous point, Jen. Yeah, I should connect it. The two of you should connect on Facebook. I'll connect you if you don't find each other. But yeah, like-minded. And what does Christina have to say? She's maybe even giving them permission to even figure out what their what their opinion is. So did you ever see that? Who was it? It was some movie where a woman was dating this guy, and then whoever she was dating, that was the kind of eggs that she liked. And so when she stopped dating men for a while, she went out and tried all the different types of eggs, like scrambled, sunny side up, poached, whatever, Holland, whatever, whatever it was, to find out who she was. What is her opinion? Because what she was doing was being her partner to be a people pleaser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did a master class on people pleasing. I am a recovering people pleaser myself. Yeah. I'll probably do that again at some point, because I think, it definitely is prevalent, especially in females, I will say. I've seen it more in women than in men, just by virtue of, our society. But yeah, it can be really difficult to know who you are if you're always trying to please someone else. And, I think I'll say this too, going out on a limb, religion, some religions have, they taught us, I was in one of them, that you always put other people before yourselves. You come last. I understand the mentality of that. I understand what they were trying to get at. However, it goes back to the put your oxygen mask on first. You can't help other people it was just exactly what Chris was saying earlier. You can't love other people if you don't love yourself. You can't help them if you don't help yourself. You can't help someone from an empty cup. How are you going to fill them up if your cup is empty? So we can't just be looking at others and seeing what we can do for others all the time when we're not filling up ourselves. And a lot of times, we give and give and give, and we don't receive, or we don't allow ourselves to receive. Other people, this is a whole other topic, really. Other people may be trying to give to you, but if you are not receiving, if you're not in the energy of receiving or thinking that you're worthy to receive, then you will continue to be empty. So there's a whole lot around all of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the 2 weeks that I was gone, one of the things that I had to learn how to do was receive. So, because I'm the divine masculine. And so I had to be the divine feminine and learn how to receive. And that was not easy for me. I mean, because I was, I'm not going to go into all the details, but basically I learned to be the divine masculine, not only this lifetime, but past lifetimes. So, I mean, if you're Joan of Arc past life, you learn to be the divine masculine real fast. Just saying. And Jennifer says here, she's now on Facebook versus YouTube. She goes, aren't most healers? I think we're caregivers by nature. And yeah, I think that we are. But I want to say this, Jennifer, I know you've taught me, I'm sure you teach others, about self-care, and we, actually just stating exactly what Michelle is stating, which we have to fill our own cup, because if we don't and it's empty, what are you pouring from? What are you pouring from? We have so many great comments. Make yourself happy and it spreads to others. Right? If our receiver is broken, so is our giver. Well, yeah, because if your spot on. So if your receiver is broken, so is our giver. And I'm going to do some interpretation of this. And if I'm off, let me know. It means oftentimes that you're giving too much, and it may even be overwhelming to the other person.
Amen.
Yeah. And what do we have here? If you can't receive, you can't give. Just as if you can't breathe, you can't provide someone mouth to mouth. Okay, probably not doing that real soon.
It depends on who needs it.
Andrew, cancel. I give him mouth to mouth. Yeah.
Exactly. Whether he needs it or not.
Amen, sister. And he says, yes, it's great. Andrew says, yes, it's gratifying to give, but we need to be able to receive. Remember the joy that other person gains when you show thanks. And that is true. That's a really good point, right?
Yeah,
So,
actually something I taught in that class that I recall was that fact exactly, Andrew, is that, you know, if we are not allowing ourselves to be on the receiving end, we are denying someone else the joy of giving. You know, I mean, if you're presenting a gift to someone, how would it make you feel if they're either, you know, if they say, no, I don't want that. No, you know, or they take it, but they're not grateful for it because they don't know how to receive it. I mean, we want to give, we get joy out of giving. So allow someone else to receive that same kind of joy.
right. And that's like even, I was at this temple over the last 2 weeks. So we did a lot of stuff. And they handed me something to consume. And I really didn't want it. But how offensive would that have been if I didn't take it? So we have to remember sometimes we can just accept it, take a little sip or whatever, you know, show that you're accepting and receiving. And then they know that you've tried, you know, like that. So we actually have to go to commercial. So I want to really encourage people. We're having a lot of fun, which I like. This has been fun. But if there's something that you would like guidance on, you can write your question in the thread. You can also just dial into the show and press 1 if you have a question, you know, and you want to ask a question. So the phone number for the show is 515-605-9325. And, you know, when you dial 1, we'll see a hand go up and I'll be able to bring you on. So anyway, let me run a quick commercial here, a couple of them.
Our kids are the future and should not be left behind. One person should not decide what is the best for our 77 communities. Politicians must work together for our kids' best interests. We deserve a safe education with resources and meet every student need. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
All right. And then I think I have one other commercial in here. You know what? I'm going to play one of my sister's commercials from the radio. So Zelda Robinson, the stress relief coach, she's on Mondays. She is such an amazing soul and has so much wisdom. And I want to see if I can find her commercial so I can play it. But she's on Monday. Here we go. This is one more second here. Zelda. So that might be her commercial because I'm struggling to find her commercial. I've got all these here. That's a promo she's got. I don't see Zelda's commercial on here. So, but what I will say is that if you want to tune into wisdom, tune in on any day for wisdom on the show. And on Mondays, she has her particular show. So when do we have the right to refuse? We're going to get to that. Let me run a quick commercial here. There we go. So this is
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jodi Suson. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
all right. We're back and with Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell?
Oh, yay!
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution. Mondays, 7:30 till 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
So, Michelle, would you put in the private chat how you want people to connect with you so I can make sure that we have that?
Yes. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. Because I'm still sleeping from, with working. I mean, basically, it was a lot of work, 24/7 for 2 weeks. I'm still decompressing and getting myself balanced. And I do want to make sure that if people want intuitive readings from you and coaching, that they know how to do that. So let me just put this.
Also put a text number. It's I have to look it up because it is a Google number and I don't have it memorized, but I'm going to write it in here.
All good. Oh, and we have a caller with a question.
Yay.
So we'll take your call. It's 773-366. And give me 1 second just to finish up what I'm working here. Actually, let me put you on even. So, Grand Rising. And what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, Grand Rising. This is Nat calling on my other line. How are you today?
Beautiful. Thank you for playing Zelda's commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, I know sometimes things get lost in all the list of audio clips. So, yeah, I want to make sure we throw that out there. But I had an intuitive reading last time, and so I thought perhaps because I'm still kind of struggling with the issue that has created an undercurrent of grief that your guest sort of picked up on. And I thought that, maybe the best way to handle this, keep busy, work harder, focus on other things, keep working. But there's still that undercurrent of sadness that actually is sapping my energy. And so I'm trying to figure out how to overcome. It just seems like, this is lasting too long. It's depression is a biochemical thing. I know that, but there has to be a way to pull myself out of it, but I don't seem to be able to pull myself out of it, no matter how hard I work or, and it's just there like a rock that I've swallowed and it won't dissolve. So does your guest have, or you have an insight as to how to transform my spirit so that I am not weighed down by this inner sadness that doesn't seem to go away or melt away? It just is there, and I don't want this to be my state of being, but I don't have the means to get rid of it. So maybe you have some insight on that.
Michelle, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, I heard the words, I don't have the means. And what I'm hearing is you do have the means to get through it and get past it. You have it inside yourself. What I'm also hearing is it's kind of going back to something that Jodi was talking about earlier, divine masculine versus divine feminine. Sometimes we are being called to sit in our feeling and in our emotion. I've heard the term, the only way through it is through it. And so sometimes, well, let me say this first. Yes, if it is a chemical imbalance, sometimes we do need to take the medical route also. So not to discount that. However, if this is not something that you have dealt with that's reoccurring and it truly is something that you feel you can overcome on your own, then there's a lot of energetic things that you can do. One, honestly, is it is energetic, but it's also physical. It's, I would ask, what type of movement are you having? Meaning exercise. Are you getting outside in nature? Are you doing gratitude lists? So often we can get, and I'm actually doing this, actually is a perfect segue. I have a free masterclass coming up this week on Wednesday. If you'd like to join it, you are welcome to. It is absolutely free. It is going to be on Facebook. You can look it up or message me and I'll give you the link. But it talks about, I'm going to be talking about getting out of a funk. And that's really what it is. You're in a funk. And so sometimes it is just getting our body moving, but a lot of times it can be remedied, if you will, by really focusing on what's going right. I had a coach, Lindsay Dam, and she, in one of her programs, she had us in a journal write every single day a list of 3 different things. So 3 different lists. One was gratitude, all the things that we're grateful for. The second was an abundance list, meaning what are the evidences that we are abundant? And then thirdly, what is going right? So what is going right in my life right now? And some days I will tell you, it was harder than others to find things to write down because I was in a funk or maybe something had gone wrong. However, I promise you, when you start focusing only on those things, and I know it can be difficult, and I'm going to give you one more tip. This is more coaching than it is intuitive, but all of my coaching is channeled, so I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
I think you're doing a great job, and so keep going. Yeah.
Okay. So another thing that we can do, this is something that when I feel like it was a past life of mine, but it was this lifetime, being a real estate broker, I would have deals going south, and it meant a lot of money that I wasn't going to be making. And at one point, I could really get down in the depths of the anger, the depression, the, frustration, I'd be upset at myself. What could I do differently? And part of that is good. We do want to look at ourselves and say, okay, what is the lesson here? However, once you've identified what the lesson is, we need to step out of that mindset, right? Of depression and, oh, I'm such, I did this wrong, or why can't I do this, or whatever. And so I used to give myself a time limit. And so if something went wrong in my day, I would literally say to myself, okay, you have today. You can feel all the way that you want to feel. You can tell yourself anything you want to tell yourself. You can eat all the bad foods, but tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's over. You have to move on from this. And I had to do that a few times, but I tell you what, once I got into the mode of that, I would, if the next day I started to go back to that issue and start thinking badly about it or something, I would say, no, you had yesterday. And I would literally say, almost like a child and a parent, I would literally say, okay, I had yesterday to feel that way. Today is a new day. I am feeling this way today because I got all yesterday to get that out of my system. So sometimes it is kind of parenting yourself out of it. And, and then obviously do not get down on yourself if you fall back every once in a while, because we're human, right? And it's not always easy, but we almost have to, what we have to remember is we have control over our thoughts, and our thoughts can and do produce emotions and feelings inside of us, right? Because we might not have any thought or feeling or emotion around something until somebody else points something out, and then we start thinking about it, and then we start feeling a certain way about it that we didn't feel before because we weren't thinking about it. So if we know that we can control our thoughts, when we control our thoughts to not think in that negative way or that sad way, then we can produce a new feeling and a new emotion. And again, I want to say, sometimes we have to go through it. So we have to allow ourselves the time to heal, because if we're not healed yet and we just suppress it, we're not doing ourselves any favors, because it will come back. So sometimes sitting in that, like I was saying, the divine feminine, sitting in it is sometimes what we're being called to do. But then once we feel like we've learned the lesson and we are ready to move on, then those physical and energetic things, those little tips can be helpful as well. Jodi?
So these are all awesome, and I took some really good notes. Well, first, Naima, do you have questions about what was asked before I go on? Because I have things to add to that.
No, you can go ahead. No, I'm listening.
Okay. So the first thing is, I'll say, imagine a candle. Okay. And you light the candle. And you go into the energy and the flame of that candle. It's burning bright. And somebody blows out the flame. Dims your. It's pretty easy to light a match and relight your own flame. So I want to tell you that you're empowered to do that. Okay? Light your own flame.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2, I'm going to talk from personal experience, and I'm also just going to quick channel this. Okay, so they're giving me a yes. When we are in a situation like what you've described to us, our vibration gets lower, right? If there's a death of a relationship, a struggle in relationship, a death of a loved one, and the death of a relationship could be just the ending of a relationship, or it could be also the ending of a old reality and the receiving of a new. But in any case, whatever it is that fits into what you're experiencing, we have to, in my opinion, up our nutrition and make sure the toxicity's out. So that means and I just say this not as a promotion, I trust that you know this. The shower filter was such an important thing for me, because literally when I had the wrong shower head and I had all these toxins coming in on me, those toxins made it harder for me to keep my vibration high. And if you actually, I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to go to ewg.org right now, and I'm going to show you the tap water database. Okay. The tap water database also deals with your shower water. What's the zip code in Chicago? Naima, what's the zip code in Chicago? She's got us. I think she's muted herself. But
The code in Chicago is 60643.
6643. So I'm putting that in 60643. And it's going to tell you last year's analysis. So I'm doing the city of Chicago, which says 2.7 million people served. Okay. And now I'm going to share this on the show. And everybody put your seatbelt on. Just going to tell you, because this is not pretty. And I want you to understand the reason I'm showing this to you is it makes what you're going through very, very tough. So there's 13 contaminants detected that exceed the EWG health guidelines. And there's a total of 22 total contaminants. Okay. By the way, legal does not necessarily equal safe. Mm-hmm. And getting a passing grade from the federal government does not mean the water meets the latest health guidelines. Okay. So if I page down here for those who are watching this. So bromochloromethane is 123 times the legal limit. Or there's no legal limit, by the way, but it's over the EWG's, their guidelines. It's 123 times exceeds the guidelines by 123%. The potential effect on that is cancer. Chloroform, 24 times. Chromium, 9.7. Dibromeo, whatever it is, acid, 16 times. Halicetic acids, 103 times. Halicetic acids, HAA9, 319 times the recommended amount, or it's not even recommended, the safe amount. And there's really no safe amount for toxins. And if your body is having to fight all of this, okay, and here are the other ones, okay, it affects your brain. It affects your ability to, is it still showing the get the guide thing? Hold on. Oh, it just popped up. Michelle, were they able to see? Because I was on the other side. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing it. So when your body's fighting all these chemicals, your mental state, because these chemicals are stored in your fat cells, your brain is 70% fat. It makes it very difficult for anybody to manage through these difficult times, like having discourse with a loved one or the death of a loved one or anything, because your body's being chemically altered, chemical imbalance. And I don't believe in using a drug to bring the body chemically into balance. And everyone's entitled to their opinion on how they want to do this. So, Michelle, you're not wrong. It may be great for you or someone else. But knowing what I know is that you can pull the toxins out and have results in a day. And you can use frankincense and lavender in a veggie cap and get rid of, or at least mitigate, most of that anxiety and depression and, all those other things. And I still use this. If you think that I suffer depression from time to time, you're wrong. Matter of fact, Naeem, a lot of times you coach me. So the thing is that I'm going to ask you what you're resisting by moving forward to clean up your water supply, because, like that. Or do you want to clean up your water supply now? Because for me, what I'm hearing is toxicity. And they are telling me it's coming from your water supply.
That's quite possible. Yeah, I do have a lot of toxins even in my home that I haven't gotten rid of yet. So it could very well be contributing to the situation. So I guess the first step is to detoxify me and detoxify my environment. And that may make a big difference in being able to change my vibration, which is also affecting me biochemically.
Well, it's absolutely. So and here's what I'm going to tell you, that if you detoxify the environment first, then that detoxifies you. So you got to start with all those chemicals in your home first. If they haven't been opened, return them to the store. Okay. And if they have been opened, if it's mostly full, return them to the store. Tell them your health coach said it was making you sick and giving you depression. And look, there's enough research out there to prove what I'm telling you is right.
I see. Well, I definitely believe you. And I guess I'll get to work and try to make those things happen. Get rid of the toxins in me.
I was also reminded that Archangel Azrael is one. Normally people see Azrael as the archangel of death, which, yes, that's true, but also grief. And so if you feel inclined, you can call on Archangel Azrael for help. And it's not just energetic. Our angels, they are standing by to help us. They want to help us, but they won't interfere. So they won't just help without being asked. And so also our angels can help us with removing toxins and those types of things, and giving us the, if we're asking, show me how to get rid of toxins. Well, it might be that your angels put Jodi in your path in order to educate you on how to do that. So, we need to then, after we ask, we then need to be aware of, okay, I'm open to the messages, however they come through, knowing that it could be from another human being that the answers are coming. And that's where the angels are giving you, the answers, if that makes sense.
Naima, thoughts? So sounds like she's muted herself, but what I'll add on to that.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that from both of you. I am grateful for words of encouragement.
So I'm going to take you through something, and I want you to keep your mic open. Okay, Naima? Do I have your willingness to play? Yes?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so keep your mic open. And
Okay.
I want you to repeat after me. And anybody else who wants to play can play. Okay? And insert your name. So my name is Naima Latif. So whatever your name is, you guys go ahead, insert your name. Go ahead, Naima.
My name is Naima Latif.
Mm-hmm. I am an empowered woman.
I am, what was it again?
I am. Go ahead. I am an empowered woman.
An empowered woman.
Say that 3 more times for myself, please. So I am an empowered
woman. My name is Naima Latif, and I am an empowered woman. My name is Naima Latif, and I am an empowered woman. My name is Naima Latif, and I am an empowered woman.
Things in life come easy to me.
Say that again.
Yeah. Notice how you can't remember this. So the things in life come easily to me. Good things in life come easily to me.
Good things in life come easily to me. Good things in life come easily to me. Things in life come easily to me.
I am worth.
Good things in life come easily to me.
Okay, now, what else are they telling me? I am worth. Let me make sure I get this right from what they're telling me. I am worth the time it takes to provide myself a healthy living environment.
Okay, so
I am worth the time it takes.
I am worth the time it takes
to provide myself.
To provide myself.
To provide myself.
Or provide for myself.
A healthy living environment.
With a toxic-free living environment?
Sure, we can do that too.
And the time it takes to provide for myself a toxic-free living environment.
Yes.
And worth the time it takes to provide for myself a toxic-free living environment. I am worth the time it takes to provide for myself a toxic-free living environment.
How are you feeling in your heart when you say that?
I'm sorry, the sound went out just a little bit. I missed the word. What was that again?
How do you feel when you say that in your heart? How does your heart chakra feel?
How do I feel when I say that in my heart? By the third time, I believe it more than I believed it in my heart the first time. So the first time it was words, second time it created a little, the third time I believed it a bit.
Yes. So that is the power of positive thinking. And there's an opportunity for all of us. So thank you for doing this, to show people how you can retrain your thinking, and the resonation shows up in your heart. The high vibration shows itself in your heart and you feel better. You deserve all good things, and I can say it to you, but until you start saying it out loud to you, it's kind of hard to believe, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
I had something else coming through too, Naima. When you chose the word toxic free, also what came through was, if there are any people in your life that are enabling you to stay in this depression, meaning, if there's someone that you talk to about it and they're like, oh yeah, oh, I understand, and kind of enabling and placating you, that is, it can be now, when you are ready to get out of that, that can now be toxic. So staying away from people, like I say, yes people, right? Staying away from people that are enabling you to stay where you are, stay stuck. Is, so if there is anyone, they're just saying, distance yourself from that. It doesn't mean you have to, leave that relationship necessarily. It's just stay away from that right now, because you are highly susceptible of picking up their energy and staying in that mode. And so once you do believe that you are an empowered woman, and that you do control your thoughts, and that you do control your healthy environment, you can take control of that, then you can allow people to come back in that might have enabled you before. Does that make sense? Is that resonating with you?
Yes, I guess I have to take a look at all of the people in my environment and what impact they're having on me, and how I feel when I'm in their presence, the things they say, and if what they're saying is bringing me down or helping me to stay up, or if they themselves are toxic. I've had toxic friends that I had to step away from, and I have to maybe, just like you, take inventory in your house and see what are toxic things that need to be tossed out, like boxes with mold and stuff like that. Are there friends or associates or situations that are toxic that I may need to step away from, that are not healthy?
Yes.
So I take inventory of that as well.
Yes. So
thank you for the insight.
Yeah, and there's Dr. John D. Martini. If you want to go to YouTube, he talks about, I can also coach you on this as well, offline, but there's ways to create healthy boundaries. And I'm trying to see if I can find it now, but Dr. John D. Martini does a great job. He trained me on how to create boundaries, like that. And why don't we go to commercial real quick and stay on. And while we do that, I'll look for the video for Dr. John D. Martini. I'll post in the thread, unless it's a real short video, and then I can, do like a 1 minute or 2 minute video, so that everyone gets the benefit of understanding how important it is to have healthy boundaries. Because if people are, presently or continually to cross your boundaries, resentment comes in, right? Anger comes in. You feel disrespected and not valued. We don't want that.
Yes, that's correct.
And then Christina's saying Michelle can help with healthy boundaries too. So yeah, we both all work with that. If you can either hire Michelle or myself, or you can listen to Dr. John Demartini. You can do research on it. There's books on it. There's a variety of ways to create healthy boundaries with people, because I love that you selected toxic-free environment, because the toxins, right, is toxins in terms of chemicals, people, right, the air that we breathe, like all that. So I'll run to commercial real quick, and let me see if are we still on Blog Talk?
So I'll run to commercial real quick.
Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, it popped out for a minute. Maybe there was a boundary. Okay, here we go.
Taxes are higher than ever. Every day, thousands of our residents leave Chicago to shop in Indiana. Jobs are being lost and businesses are relocating. Let's find a way to lower our taxes to encourage residents to continue living and shopping in our city. Let's rebuild. Let's restore Chicago. Vote for me, for mayor of the city of Chicago, and I will work hard to find solutions that matter. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
I'm Beata, your holistic. These days, it's more important than ever to work on your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Are you consciously breathing deeply in stressful moments? Do you have a plan or daily routine to maintain balance in your awesome body? Are you struggling to be disciplined in your eating habits? When you partner with me, I'll help you develop a personalized health plan that works for your particular lifestyle. You can find out more about me at yourholisticlifecoach.com, where you can also review my 3-step protocol to guide you to abundant health. That's yourholisticlifecoach.com, and I'm Beata.
Okay, so I'm just gonna show quick plan the video. Here we go. But I just want to, so if you want, some resources on boundaries besides ourselves, this is Dr. John Demartini. And I've trained under him since 2018, I guess it is. And so that's who you're going to look for, is on YouTube. Okay. So we'll just take that off. All right. And then getting to the water filtration systems, back to that, I did post in the thread the water filter link for Suson Essentials.
Okay.
And
then getting to the
seems like it's reverberating, but that's okay. So I'm also going to show you guys right now. Some of them are on sale. So not this one. This is this one right here, which is the Traveler, and you just pour the water into the top, and it comes out the spout. I don't know if I'm sharing that. I'm not. Oh yeah, I am. And so it's 25% off right now. And let me go back to that because it went to the other side. And you can take it camping. You can buy extra filters. You can, fill it up in a stream. You can fill it up at any faucet, whatever. You can take it to events. It's super easy. And we have one in the house. We love it. But that's, the thing is, and then the shower, of course they have the shower heads as well. But it's so important. And the shower heads are not on sale. In fact, it takes probably a couple weeks before you get them. But the shower head is actually more important than the than the traveler water, than your drinking water. And Michelle, thank you. Yes, we have a question in the comments. Let's go back to the Bright Shine. So, Bright Shine. First of all, I think this is the first time you've been on the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bright Shine says, I've been having dreams about a guy that I haven't met yet, and he seems so cool. Wow, my heart just filled. Okay. Like I like him so much. Is this someone I will be meeting soon? Yes. If not, how will the person be that I meet, and is he in Florida? So I hear he's in Florida, but go ahead, Michelle.
You can go ahead. I had misread that last part. You just go ahead if you're getting some things. I'm getting some stuff, but I want to let more come in.
Okay, so he's in Florida. And who is he to her? I hear, so I get these like really warm feelings in my heart, right? And like he's your soulmate. And it's going to be a really easy, beautiful relationship. Hold on a second. I was seeing something outside my window, which sometimes is a sign for who's, messages coming in. Spirit's saying, though, you need to take it slow. You're going to want to rush into this. And Spirit's saying you need to take it very slow with this person. This person's been wounded, like we all have. Like, I'm sure you have. I know that you've been wounded too. And so they're saying, start with heart, but really take it slow and let the relationship evolve slowly. I'm hearing slow. Go ahead, Michelle.
So I was hearing, I didn't get specifics like Jodi did, but what I did get is that these dreams that you're having about this person, yes, allow them to continue. Like it feels like you enjoy them, and what is happening is you're actually creating you're energetically creating this person that you desire. So continue to think about your dreams even when you're awake, and feel free to add to them, is what I'm getting. So add details, continue to tell the universe what it is that you desire in a relationship. And what is actually happening is you're drawing that person to you. Energetically, the two of you are being magnetized. And then I also was feeling a lot in my sacral chakra, which is, to me, the message came through is that you're birthing this. So you are actually creating this. I don't know if you are consciously manifesting this, if you knew that you were consciously manifesting this, but that's what you're doing. So really being intentional about when you're dreaming, okay, I love that. And I also wish this, or I desire this. So when you think about that consciously, then when you sleep, that is going to kind of really generate and manifest that energy into the dream, which is drawing that person to you. So hopefully that makes sense. Comment if you're still on and that's making sense.
I love what you said. And when I manifested Andrew, I had I created him on my vision board.
There you go.
Yeah. Kim Edwards, can you ask a question? Absolutely, sweet lady. Please go right ahead. So we'll wait for that. And Naima, while we're waiting that, I know you're still on, and Or is Naima, are you still on or no? No, she dropped. Sorry. But we have another caller, actually, 309-721. So I'm going to bring on that caller. So welcome to the show, the Female Solutions Self-Care, and you're talking to Jodi Suson and Michelle Froedge, the RockStar Coach. How are you?
You're breaking up really bad, Jodi, so I'm not hearing you real clear, but my name is Kim. I'm from Maine, Illinois.
Hi, Kim. How are you, honey?
And I was good. I was calling to try and get some insight on why I'm self-sabotaging myself. Like I never managed to get myself into bed on time. I don't find the energy to like clean my house and put things away. So it tends to get cluttered. And then I feel guilty about like going out and doing something fun because I should be home cleaning. So I was just looking for some sort of insight on why I'm doing that to myself.
Michelle, I'm going to let you go first. And I just want to welcome a couple of our new guests, Kara Laspina and Kim Edwards. We're so grateful for you. Okay, go ahead.
This is a worthiness belief that you have. So lack of self-worth. And this, I'm getting, it actually is coming, it is a family. It comes from your family. Someone in your family, I'm getting male, has made you feel, and this has been since you were young, has made you feel that you were not worthy. Partially, it feels like male dominance, but also, well, yeah, they used it in a male dominating sort of way. Like they don't have true respect for women. And so this was put on you from the time you were young, whether or not you were even conscious of it. It was in things that were said to you. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. You're not ever going to be able to do that. Or why are you doing this? Being very critical of you. And this has grown inside of you. And now you have actually learned to believe that you are not worthy. And so does that resonate? Because I would like to do a clearing on that if you're willing.
Yeah, I do definitely feel that I'm not worthy of some stuff. I do. Yeah. That does resonate with me, yes.
Okay. Are you, and Jodi, you may want to go first, but I'm really feeling like a healing and a clearing if she's willing to receive.
Yeah, she is willing to receive. I will let you go because you're spot on. I know Kim well. So,
okay.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting just tons of energetic chills on the left. Yeah, on my left side, which is
receiving.
That's receiving. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
your divine feminine.
Yep. Okay. So just take a deep breath for me, Kim.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up a lot. What did you say?
Just take a deep breath.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There you go.
And yeah, allow this golden light, and I'm infusing it with some other things. I've got some archangels here that are helping do this clearing. Just imagine and receive this golden light coming in from the crown of your head, just filling up your entire body. And filling up your energy field as well, into your heart chakra. and your crown, which is also being drawn, encompassing your mind, because that's where your thoughts are, but it's really from your heart. And they're very connected.
Nice job.
Okay, that feels better.
Much better. Kim, how do you feel?
Thank you. I don't know. I'm feeling like a little nervous. I think I feel calmer though at the same time, which is kind of weird, but.
So I'm being told now that you're aware this is a lifestyle change. If you were listening earlier, it's positive affirmations, it's self-love, it is I am worthy. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves things maybe that we don't yet believe, but once we continue to repeat them to ourselves, we can then integrate them, and then before you know it, we actually start believing it. And it seems very cliche, but it works. It is true.
Okay, well, that's easy enough to try.
When you do the positive affirmations, Kim, you want to read them out loud or say them out loud.
Okay.
Let me take you through a couple that are coming through for you. So you're going to repeat it after me, and then I want you to repeat it 3 times. So the first one is, do you want to use your last name on the show or not?
Sure. It's DeClerc.
Okay, so then say, my name is Kim DeClerc.
My name is Kim DeClerc.
I am worthy of joy.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I am worthy of joy.
I am worthy of joy.
And now repeat that 3 times.
My name is Kim DeClerc.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, please go ahead. I apologize.
Okay. My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of joy. My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of joy. My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of joy.
Good job. I want you to do it 2 more times.
My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of joy. My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of joy.
Couple more times. And
my
really
name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of joy.
Do you believe
my
that
name
you're
is
worthy
Kim
of
DeClerc.
joy?
I am worthy of joy.
Do you believe that you're worthy of joy?
Not I do, but
so I'm gonna say it's an opportunity. Bagel is making a nest out of my hair. So I'm gonna say it's an opportunity. And Maika wanted to know, can it be done for all listening? Yes. So if you're listening on the show, you can be doing this, saying this also for yourself. Give me a minute, please. I'm going to clear something for you right now. It's a cellular memory. Give me a minute. It's and do I have permission to have you led by your joy guide?
90 seconds.
Okay. So we're going to please. Okay, so you're now led by your joy guide.
Okay.
Now I want you to say this again. My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy, and I want you to say it like you mean it.
60 seconds.
I am worthy of joy.
All right.
I'm worthy of having
my
fun.
name is Kim DeClerc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'm worthy of having fun. Whichever one resonates would be better.
All right, I'll try the having fun one since I tried the others.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of having fun. My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of having fun. My name is Kim DeClerc. I am worthy of having fun.
Awesome. I felt it in your heart. Thank you.
Yeah, I almost feel like I want to cry.
Yeah, you're being led by your joy guide now.
10 seconds.
Which is on your
Okay.
left side, which is about receiving. So your joy guide sits on your left side.
Okay.
So, well done, Kim.
Let us know how it goes.
You guys,
I'd
I appreciate
love to hear how you're allowing yourself to get up when you want to get up and going out and having fun, even if all the housework isn't done, because you know what? It's always going to keep getting dirty. It's never going to be 100% clean anyway.
this is true.
Yourself first, sweetheart. You put yourself first. Okay? Because I know you. And you're such a good soul with a big heart. And you're always doing the right things, even when no one's looking. Right? So your integrity
thank you.
too. Yeah. And like you deserve all the good things in the world, that are for you, all good things are coming your way, and all you have to do is choose it.
Sounds good. Sounds great.
All right. So thank you so much for calling into the show today. Really grateful. We're past our time. We have all these other people here. So what I'm going to say to everybody is Michelle will be here August 2nd. Again, she's the first Tuesday of every month. So if we didn't get you today, you can either call in next month, or you can call Michelle or I. Okay. And so let me just see. I need to see if I have a banner here. Oh, goodness gracious. So here's my number, right? That's scrolling 847-738-0242. Then I'm going to give you Michelle's again. And I know we're going a few minutes over, but I'll create a banner for Michelle as well, so you can see it on there. And we'll also put it in the chat, okay? So.
And if you want to book a reading, there's a way to just go directly to the page on my website and just book directly through there. So if that's what you prefer, if you have a burning question.
Yes. So that's what I'm putting is on the banner, is I'm putting in your website.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let me see here. So so I seem to be messing up. So let me just see if I can do this again. So I'm going to ask you, why don't you tell us what your website address is, please? So
RockStarCoach.org. RockStarCoach.org. And if you go to the services page, it will show all of my services, and there are booking links under each service.
Okay, so let's do that, shall we? And so I'm adding that as a banner real quick. So there she is, right? www.rockstarcoach.org. Go to the services page. And then I'm also putting this in the post. So I'm beyond grateful that we've had so many listeners, repeat listeners, and new listeners today. We are so grateful for you showing up and for engaging. You are welcome to join us every Tuesday, which is 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. And if you're on the West Coast, God bless you. It's 5 a.m. Thank you, Christina. She
Not
shows
so
up.
bad if you're across the pond. I know it's actually a normal time of evening.
Right. And we had our friends from Australia this time too. So,
Yeah.
we're so grateful. All right. So so that's how you get in touch. We encourage you to reach out to us. And you can call either of us, Andrew says, for a free consult. Christina says, I love you both. We love you.
Love you, Chris.
All right. And I am going to run the end of the show real quick. And girlfriend, it is always a blessing to have you here.
Always.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you.
Actually, let me say this. Everyone, change your languaging today. Everything's easy. Think about Staples and the easy button. Okay? Everything's easy. Mwah. Bye.